things hidden in the next game we're going to talk about, because it's recreating New York and there's a lot of space there. Spider-Man for PS4 has gone gold. The game is done. Of course, they'll probably be trying to squash some bugs in the next few weeks. Like the game is, we'll probably have some
squash some bugs,
squash some virtual bugs. But one, how are you guys excited? I haven't really talked to all of you about Spider-Man. I want to get your thoughts on it, and also the concept of going gold in this age where things can be patched so easily. What do you think of?
I'm very excited for Spider-Man. I'm excited. Going gold again, doesn't really mean much. It basically just means that, going gold does mean something, because there are people out there that play their PlayStation that don't have an internet connection. So going gold does have to mean that the game is theoretically complete. It's very exciting, because it just kind of guarantees there's not going to be any more like delays. Not that the game was ever delayed, and I know it's coming out soon. No, I'm very excited for it. I know it's like a team thing too. I remember when No Man's Sky went gold and they took that big picture with the disc, and so I know it's like it's a morale boost to see, even though it's like burned or whatever, but to see your game like physically on a disc is got to make them feel good, especially since like Insomniac, like they've seem like they've worked really hard on this game. I wouldn't say a lot. I don't know if anything's like riding on it in the sense of like people love Insomniac, but I think it's gonna be good. I'm very excited for it.
I played quite a bit of Spider-Man 2, and that was a ton of fun. So I'm really excited to come back and re-experience it. I haven't played it at all. I didn't even play it at E3.
I have not played it either.
But I did hear it was pretty challenging, which makes me more excited for it. It's just cool. I'm glad that it's done and it's going to come out on time, because I'm sure a lot of people would be very upset.
The challenge is an interesting part to bring up too, just because I feel like there's that balance with Spider-Man specifically as a movement mechanic of you need to feel in control. You need to feel like you can do everything that he can do, but also if you make that too on rails, then it's not fun. So I agree. There's that flow that you have to hit right in the middle there.
Which I'm excited to get my hands on it.
Right.
I want to see what that's like.
I'm really excited for it. This was one of the games that when I bought a PS4 Pro, basically it was mostly for God of War, and then this, and going back to a few other things. And I'm just looking forward to it, man. It reminds me of a lot, and I know I'm not the first person by far to make this comparison, but it reminds me a lot of the Arkham games early on. Like the first Arkham game, when you played that game, you felt like Batman. Like you just did. You got in there and you were fighting multiple dudes at once, and you were jumping up on the gargoyles, and you were doing all that stuff. And even if this game plays completely differently, it still has that same sort of vibe where I don't think I've played anything that made me feel like Spider-Man quite as much, right? And obviously that doesn't have any bearing on if the game's any good or if it's bad or how widespread it is or any of that stuff. It's just, it feels so like Spider-Man. It almost reminded me too of when at E3 when we played Anthem, and it was just an Iron Man simulator. And I was like, why is this game not an Iron Man licensed game? And it just feels so Spider-Man-y and so cool that way.
So those were just a few of our thoughts about Spider-Man and what it means exactly to go gold. But for the entire episode of Beyond, be sure to go to beyond.ign.com as well as youtube.com/IGNBeyond for not just this episode, but every episode of Beyond to come. Thank you so much for watching.